Hello everyone. You may have noticed that I haven't uploaded a video in like 4 weeks or something like that. And there's a few reasons. I just moved, as you can tell. That's obviously fake, by the way. You know, it's like a wall. It's a wall paint. Look. You know. You can even see like the mirror right there and like my clothes drying. Anyways. Yeah, moving sucks. Takes a while, but yeah, I moved and I was also sick for like 2 weeks. Just this flu would like never go away. But yeah, you'll be seeing this background like for a while, so if you want to get used to it, I definitely have to. It's not my favorite, but oh well. Gotta have to do with what you have. But anyways, besides that, I'm back to making videos. Hopefully maximum once per week, but if not once every 2 weeks, I think that's a good amount. And today we have a very special match. This is from the round 4 of the Amarriner Cup. I think it's at round 4. The map is called something like "And Just What Are We Doing Here?" I know people have already covered this map. They just had a really good video on it. Really cool Eagle versus Olaf. And let's talk a little bit about the map. So this map has 2 towers per player. So you got this one, and this one go for the top player, and this one go for the bottom player. It's like a 20k, I think, even income per player. So a medium income, not low, so but not like high, just like medium. And it is very like choky in a lot of parts. There's really good artillery positions, so this map it definitely is. It can become very stally, and so you might have noticed that a lot of players have picked a lot of Olaf and Eagle because it's a tier 2 match. So Olaf and Eagle really thriving here, and the 2 towers is kind of to like compensate for the stalliness. To like, you know, give, for example, all the CO, more aggressive COs a better chance at wall breaking and less of a chance for stally COs to stall it out, kind of thing. And I liked this matchup because Max was like a CO that no one was picking, and here Mr. Incuggarch was daring enough to go for Max. I think he actually said that he didn't want to do Eagle Mirror, because maybe he thought that Eagle was the best pick, but he didn't want to go for an Eagle Mirror, which is a pain. So yeah, he went Max, and you could have gone like another choice would be Sammy, which I think can have some ideas, and I know Go7 picked Sammy for this map, but that match hasn't finished yet. But that is definitely a match that I would like to watch. Maybe review, I don't know. But anyways, we have a very stally CO, Eagle, so it just wants like equal income, maybe like 1k, 2k behind, that's fine. Just like sit it out and just like, you know, accumulate units, especially vehicles, also vehicles, and then have a devastating first lightning strike and just win right there. Maybe win in the second one, but win from the first lightning strike is like best Eagle scenario. And Max wants to put the pressure on early, wants to deny income from Eagle, wants to really abuse that day-to-day that he has, stronger tanks, and just like completely cripple Eagle's economy and not let it stall out. Wants to like keep the aggression here and then move the aggression there and just like not let it just sit there and accumulate. Let's go to the players now. Incuggarch is, I don't know if it's the best player, but definitely top. But he is the number 1 like rated player on the site, and has been for quite a while right now. So Incuggarch, very smart. I hope to be able to like pick at things that he was thinking, but there's definitely gonna be things that he thinks through and like strategizes and stuff that I just can't pick up on. But definitely a lot to learn from in this match, and hopefully to keep learning, because There's no way you get to be number 1 on the site without being an amazing player. And SonjaTheSuperior, aka Master of Math, aka Mum for short, is another really good player. Has won, I think, one or a few tournaments. So, and is always like at the top of the ladder. So very extremely strong player as well. So I got 2 of the tippy top players right here. Okay, so now that we're done with that, let's move right into the match. So we got Incuggarch down here in the red, and we got SonjaTheSuperior with the penguins and the top. So usually, yeah, you're just gonna go for the base here, like faking the city cap, just normal eagle cap face. And Incuggarch actually decides to, nope, you know what, I'm gonna get this early city. Day 3, deviating from the normal cap face. Why does he do that? We'll see. So SonjaTheSuperior just keeps going, plus this infantry here, just gonna cap here. More capping. Now yes, moves towards the base. And why did he cap this city instead of the base? It's to get a day 4 tank. No base kit, fortunately. So he definitely thought that through. Day 4 tank. So day 4 tank plus, skipping the base is because you want that early aggression, and you also need that to pay off. Like, you need to have early aggression. You can't just have this tank sitting around doing nothing. This tank has to get damage in. If it doesn't get damage in, denies properties or something, then you're very far behind. But this is what he's going max. He wants to go early pressure. He needs to deny eagle from income. He wants to get that pressure early. So brings the tank to the center. And now SonjaTheSuperior also gets a tank. Wow, actually literally the other turn. Probably. So what Incuggarch did was to get a tank earlier, because if not, SonjaTheSuperior would have gone this tank, and then Incuggarch would have gone that tank. And so to disrupt that order, he did this to get this tank earlier. Very risky, but keeps capping, goes to the airport. Yeah, there's double airport, but it's like one airport, because they're literally in the same spot. You're not gonna be doing 2 copters here. It's just whatever. if it were like one airport here and one airport here, then you could actually consider it like double airport, because you can threaten here and you can threaten here. But because the 2 are literally right next to each other, it's like having one airport pretty much. Very rarely you're gonna build 2 copters from the same place. So more caps. Incuggarch actually going for these 2 caps, which are contested on this map. The contested ones are actually these 2, and then these 2, and like the comm towers, possibly. All the other ones are a little bit more safer. There's really good artillery spots, which is why very few people were picking max here. You can put an artillery right here, like literally one turn, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it blocks this city and this city, or same from this side, it blocks this city. You can even put an artillery like here and like block it with 1 unit. So there's really good artillery spots. And now Incuggarch with this tank can strike, well, this infantry, I guess, but most notably this infantry. But of course, SonjaTheSuperior has this tank. So does he go for the strike? He does. He goes and interrupts the cap, because he did the whole city rush or tank rush kind of thing. So he does go, and he goes from this tile so that SonjaTheSuperior can't attack from the side and continue capping. Instead has to move off the infantry and then a strike from the tank. Is this worth it? I don't know, we'll see. So that's what SonjaTheSuperior does. Moves the infantry, attacks from the city. So now this tank, Incuggarch has half a tank to have denied 1 city. Like, doing this denies it for another turn, because he has to move. He has to put the tank here. Now moving through the center, trying to go for the comm tower. And oh, so this tank does back this one up, I guess. But this tank also backs this one. It's like the reinforcements are so close. It's just one turn away, literally, like this spot right here. Just one turn and one turn from the bases. So we'll see if Incuggarch wants to keep on fighting there. Sends them to repair, decides not to. Tries to go for the lab. Probably not going to go for the lab, maybe going here or something. And bringing this infantry, going for this city right here. So now Incuggarch has to use this infantry instead of capping, has to use this infantry here or use a tank. Sending more infantry. So far, I would say it's looking good for Eagle, because stopping this aggression right here, and I'm not sure it was worth it to do this. You kinda have to do it because of the whole build. Maybe he was hoping to have that tank strike somewhere else, but it's very unfortunate that it was so close. Maybe he should have gone like towards this area, I don't know, but still super close. This map is very, very weird. This infantry has to back off because there's too many things and no support. Tank comes here to deny this city right here, so this infantry can't cap this city. And there's only one tank to strike it, and you don't want it to do that against Max. So, more tanks, more tanks, more tanks. Max full tanks. So, gets the city, gets the airport, goes for the other city, gets a battlecopter. First battlecopter. More cities, going for the last comp tower in the back. Very smart. Leaving this for the very end is what you have to do, because it gives you no income. Capture this city. So Eagle is only missing this city, because you got this one back. Actually, Incuggarch didn't go to interrupt this cap. So he's only missing this one, which he'll get, and then he's only gonna be down this one. Unless he tries to interrupt this, but it wouldn't be worth because he's still gonna get it. Going for the comm tower, going for the city, going for this city. Moving towards the middle, and this tank here is... yeah, he's gonna pull it out because there's too many tanks. These two can strike and it's not gonna be looking good. Would only have like one... oh yeah, it would have two tanks support. I guess it's just really hard for Incuggarch to put pressure. I'm not sure if going towards the middle was the best idea, but maybe you want to like pressure towards the sides. But it's really tough. Like, this map is really strange to move around. Like, it's very fast to reinforce the middle, but it's really hard to reinforce the sides. And you also don't want Eagle to just like take over the middle and take over like the other comm tower. Imagine that Eagle with 3 towers. No. It would literally have the same strength as max tanks. Like, no. So very sketchy. And now Incuggarch is kind of like feeling forced to just like bundle up in the middle, all the forces, which is just what Eagle wants. Usually against Eagle, what you want is to like split the fights. You want to have a fight over there and another fight over there, just like have like multiple fronts. That's why Eagle is not that good in mixed space, because what Eagle wants is to have one single battle and just have lightning strike and just go destroy everything. But if it's in multiple fronts, it's like your lightning strike is not going to be as strong because you can coordinate the strikes as well. But here it's looking very Eagle friendly kind of setup. There's a battlecopter here sitting on the comm towers, a lot of tanks and a lot of infantry. It's really hard for Max to like do anything. You want to strike here. I think tank on an infantry with 2 towers of Max is a roll. I think on a road is a guarantee with 2 towers, but on a plains is not. There's not much that you can do. Nothing to do against this copter just yet. No copters from Max yet. I just decides not to go to attack. Sitting back, sitting tanks on cities, putting the infantries, just setting up these walls so that Eagle can't also strike. So it's really complicated. What do you want to do with Max? Do you want to stay in the middle and bunch up units? Now even SonjaTheSuperior getting an artillery, you know, even more to exit here and just keep bundling units. And they're equal income, 20k, 20k. Literally no lead for Max, this is literally straight up, Eagle is winning, like equal income, equal com towers, equal in unit count. No, wait, actually up in unit count. Up in unit count, kind of, pretty even. And in unit value, I guess Max is a little bit ahead in unit value somehow. I don't know how. Kills an infantry right here, Max. Trying to pressure the sides maybe. Trying to divert the pressure. Make Eagle split the forces. But getting all the anti-airs in the middle, this one going towards this side. It's getting really, really tricky. Because the thing with also like Eagle bunching up a lot of forces is that once he has enough forces, he can also just go into an attack to get the charge for a lightning strike and just completely wipe out. You do not want Eagle to keep getting units. Even getting a Neo tank, which I feel like usually it's not what you want to do with Eagle. You usually want to have like a bunch of light vehicles, like a lot of tanks and anti-airs and copters, so that then you have more vehicles to strike in your lightning strike. But I think the Neo tank is in response to the medium tank, because it's gonna be really hard to deal with it if it like moves away from the artillery or like the copter. So it's not a bad idea. It's also good to, it's a good waller that you just put in the front, and really hard for Max to break the wall with a Neo tank they're sitting on a city or something like that. And now Incuggarch moving towards this side, bringing the medium tank to the middle and the copter, which is just out of reach of anything that can attack it. Is he gonna go for the city? Moves the tank away, moves the infantry? No, looks like he's not gonna go for that city. Just like going to one side, moving towards the middle, kind of like seeing where there is a weak side, like a weak spot, you know, a spot in the wall that he can strike on and like just do a lot of damage. The thing is that you don't want to just like, oh, break here and then strike this tank and maybe strike this tank and then that's it, and then on Eagle's turn you lose 2 tanks, or you know, and then 2 turns later Eagle gets the lightning strike, which is more units than you. You want to have an attack that like destroys, I don't know, half of Eagle's units before he gets lightning strike. Because sitting like this on equal on a lightning strike turn, it's not good. So SonjaTheSuperior has to respect the movements. So sends a tank, sends some infantry. He does try to mirror, you know, trying to mirroring all the pressure, mirror all the units. Even attacking an infantry, you know, there like, you say like poking at the beast. Just consolidating more units in the middle. This Neo tank sitting right here. There's nothing that can dislodge this right now. Moves a copter to the side. Goes to capture that city. Puts a tank there. Brings a medium tank. Moves away from this side. Makes a bomber in response to the Neo tank. That's good. Just keeps repositioning all these tanks, all these infantry. It's almost as if SonjaTheSuperior is moving, is actually like advancing through the middle and trying to like D just talks in his video, trying to like split the forces, like splits Incuggarch's forces to one side and to the other, so then he can have a lightning strike and then destroy one side, kind of thing. But this is really tricky. Like, if you're playing this match, like if I told you like, pick one side, pick one of these 2 players. Do you want to be the Penguins or do you want to be these guys right here with a CO matchup? Which one would you rather be right now? Is it Max? I'm pretty sure you're thinking Eagle. You can just keep sitting back and accumulate forces. And this is like ideal. Like 160,000 unit value for Eagle is soon gonna reach 200,000. It's getting scary. Also, like the first lightning strike is not that hard to get. Like with this accumulation, that's 81,000 in value, which is half the the army value. But if you keep at 200,000, at 200 and something unit value, you can sack a few units and do a bunch of engagements. Like this engagement, the Neo tank against medium tank, is a lot of charge. That's probably like, I don't know, a star and a half, or a rectangle and a half, I guess. And I don't know, you just do a bunch of engagements and you can soon get that full bar. Maybe not from here, it might be a little bit tricky, but if you have enough unit value, it can happen. So, Incuggarch actually going for some infantry strikes. Again, also poking at the beast of Eagle, trying to start a fight, I guess. Or maybe just doesn't want to keep conceding tiles in the middle. There's so many infantry. All these infantry, all these penguins right here. Brings a medium tank over here. Really consolidating here in this area. This bomber trying to chase the Neo tank. And abandoning the pressure on the left. And also seems to have abandoned here the cap on the right side. Which is fair. It's really hard to sustain this. This is also Eagle's strong side. There's so many here. There's this Neo tank right here. So really tricky. So a lot of infantry fights. Infantry going down. Infantry going down. There's 3 infantry lost for max. And just regrouping more units. More tanks. More infantry strikes. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, another one. Just so many infantries. They're gonna keep fighting between infantry until infantry are gone, and then vehicles can strike. This bomber, ooh. Yeah, I guess nothing can reach that bomber. Incuggarch making 2 medium tanks. Will he make another one? He makes another medium. 3 medium tanks and 1 bomber. And Eagle has 2 artillery, 1 Neo tank. The artillery destroys. Oh, what did it kill? Oh, an infantry. Kills an infantry. This infantry sacks to then kill this infantry. Uses a tank and kills an infantry. Kills another infantry. Kills another infantry with an artillery. Kills another infantry. Another infantry. Another infantry. Ooh. That's a lot of units lost. Like right now, Eagle has more units than max. Dangerous. Very dangerous. But also, Eagle is also respecting the max pressure. Because if you get too close, which is maybe what Incuggarch is trying to do, forcing a fight, then he gets too close with the vehicles and then he can use a max force and like blast through his units. So he kind of pulls back so that he can get good hits on his vehicles. Strikes there, goes for the artillery, finish off this infantry. Actually, Max is moving in and is going for the comm tower. Blocks off this infantry. Sends an infantry here to see if it can do anything. Maybe Eagle is distracted and leaves an infantry, a city cap, and kind of like most stuff here. Kills a few infantry with the medium tanks. Yeah, kind of moves and makes another medium. Look at these chunky units, and they're like really good walls too. I don't think this Neo tank reaches. Yeah. Now this is really interesting because so this is like a double-edged sword. But this is great. These medium tanks are like walls. SonjaTheSuperior can't go and attack with his tanks to like Max's tanks. But the other thing is that he can also sack tanks. So if you're the Max player, you have to be very careful of the power bar of Eagle. You don't want to enable Eagle to like sack 2 tanks into the medium tanks, you know, and have a few engagements here or there, and all of a sudden gets lightning strike. Yeah, with 2 tanks less, but look how many more tanks there still are. Like, gets lightning strike out of that, and then wipes everything. It's a, you know, this medium tank can strike on a medium tank. This new tank strikes on another medium tank, and gets to take out the bomber with the anti-airs. Like, all of a sudden, like, just wipes everything out. So you gotta be very careful. And I'm sure Incuggarch like did, you know, the math. Got a spreadsheet or something, and just make sure that he can go and like sack tanks and get it. Like, he would be, I don't know, somewhere around here. He wouldn't get it on that turn. And I'm sure that Sonja thought about it. So kills the infantry there and stops the comm tower. Cap sends a tank to the left to, like, you know, respect this threat right here. Also, because it doesn't have a lot of infantry, this infantry alone is gonna die to these two, so has to send something. Also, kind of like, you know, keeps moving away the vehicles. And this is kind of dubious. Keeps sending the infantry to kill more infantry. Oh, sends a tank to attack this tank. Which I guess it's fine, because you kind of want to have like small engagements to get that charge up, but also gotta be careful from the max powers. And you don't really want to keep losing units with Eagle. I think it maybe would have been better to keep having all those infantry to protect all these vehicles. Now they're all kind of weak, so they can be picked off pretty easily. The bomber coming in over here keeps the comm tower cap, and doesn't get the anti-air kill. Kills off that tank. You're gonna finish off. Oh, I guess you're not. Well, I guess he just leaves the anti-air alive. I guess it's at 1, so I think it doesn't do 1 HP damage to the bomber, so I guess it's fine. And look how the medium tanks are positioned here with the mountain here, and there's like not a lot of places for Sonja to attack, but also he's so far away he can't really strike anything. We're still at equal comm towers. But this is really neat from Incuggarch, because I'm pretty sure there's no way for SonjaTheSuperior to stop this comm tower cap, because this bomber can't die. There's nothing in range to kill it. This tank will die. Like, there is tanks too. Well, oh, I guess, yeah, there's a sea tail, so you need a copter and a tank, and then you would need something to one-shot. Oh no, I guess then you could do like 2 tanks, but nothing reaches this forest right here. So I think that's a misplay also. Like, having pulled back so far, now this tank can't die, or this one. And so there's no tile available for Eagle to interrupt this cap right here. Yeah, goes for the copter right here on the sea tile, takes out the tank, pulls back with the anti-air to repair, and strikes at the tank, but ooh, that's max for you. Max 2 towers of 6-5 engagement. Oof. That's rough. That's really good for Max, actually. Max wants to keep trading down units. You know, have as few units as possible on the board, so that Eagle Super is not as strong. But you also gotta be careful. Like, look at that. Eagle is like nothing away from the lightning strike, which is really dangerous. Max has the max blast too, so Eagle does have to respect the max blast, which can be really, really strong. But this is like, oof. All this positioning by Incuggarch is to make sure, you know, always making sure that Eagle can just sack stuff and get lightning strike and then die. So really good plays from Incuggarch. I guess I lied at the start. He did go for the double copter, look at that. And ooh, gets the comm tower, which brings Max to 3 towers, which is, it's Advanced Wars 1 Max. 120 day-to-day plus 3 comm towers, 150 day-to-day pop. And pops the max blast. Like, right here, before the max blast, would you go and attack if you're Max? it's dangerous. Like, you only have the com tower, like, you're equal income. We'll see. Because you for sure don't want Eagle to get the lightning strike before you get max blast. That would be instant GG. Like, you have to have a power, if not 2 powers with max before Eagle gets his super. And you want to like overcharge Eagle's bar. Like, you want it to be like this and then boom, destroy a bunch of units so that like the bar gets full, but then like keeps charging because you keep killing units. But Incuggarch decides to go for max. Decides to go for the super, the max blast. All these are very far away too, so it's really hard to get a good strike at them actually. Now this tank comes out of nowhere, kills that infantry. This tank kills that infantry. The anti kills that infantry. This medium tank kills another infantry. This tank kills another infantry. Already 5 vehicles to kill infantry, which is sketchy, but you know, it's what he has to do. But sends the medium tank to strike at the neo tank. That hurts. Look at that. Ooh, usually the medium tank against neo tank traits are bad, but this is oof. That hurts. Kills off that tank. Sends the bomber to take off this medium tank. Medium tank takes out artillery. Copter comes in, takes out a copter. Medium tank comes in, takes out an infantry. Tank comes all the way from here. One shots a tank. I think it's a 100 guarantee. The tank on road. I would have to check. Kills off that copter. Sends this tank. Destroys that anti-air and sends this weak tank. And leaves this artillery at 4. And takes out this tank, and this tank comes here. Oh, wow. Yeah. Boom. Wow. Takes out another infantry. Goes for some caps. Takes out another infantry and just moves everything up. Builds. And now, I mean, that was a really strong turn. That's, I mean, 200,000 unit value and 39 units to 22 units and 100. That was 17 units killed, like almost half, and almost half of unit value. That's like exactly what you want with, like, against the you want to destroy half of their army. It's not easy to do. Like, this is, whew. But now Eagle comes in with a lightning strike, which is always dangerous. Still at 100,000 is, you know, still scary. Takes out a copter, takes out a tank, takes out the bomber. Yep. The artillery attacks at this tank. This tank can't attack anything actually. This tank attacks over here. The neo tank can't strike at anything. This copter can't attack anything. This copter can't attack. This tank is going to attack that tank on this. No, oh, it doesn't attack. This one, this one does attack. And look at that trade. 6 seconds. 4. And this tank can't attack anything. So already before the lightning strike, the positioning of Incuggarch is insane because all of these tanks can't attack really. Because there's medium tanks blocking and there's tanks on cities, which you get this awful trade. So already, like, really limiting what Eagle can do on his super turn. And as well, he also took out like all the big units, the neo tank, the medium tank, and the artillery was crippled. So there isn't really a way for Eagle to deal with all of these medium tanks as well. And these copters were like too late. He also took out the copter that was around here, and there was another one here, I think. But lightning strike comes in. This artillery showed up and shoots at this medium tank, takes out that tank, stops the cap, takes out a tank, kills an infantry, kills another infantry, goes for that tank over here. It's gonna take out the anti-air, take out this tank, and interrupt this cap. So Incuggarch is not getting these so far. And it's going to also destroy the anti-air so that these copters can go about and help out taking out these medium tanks. There's so many, there's 4 medium tanks. and they haven't been dealt with yet. I don't think a single medium tank has been destroyed. But look at that turn. 38 units, 216 value, boom. Took out like 11 units and almost 100,000 in value. That's what Lightning Strike can do. It's crazy. And it could have been even better if like all these medium tanks weren't in the way and stuff. So what does Max do now? It's kind of, I guess it's not even, which is really good for Max. Like if it at this stage with Lightning Strike, Eagle wants to be way ahead. So I think Max is happy with the outcome of that Lightning Strike. Takes out the tank, takes out another tank, will take out that tank and that tank. It's threatening the airports, or just like the lab as well. Takes out that, the Neo tank. Almost destroys this copter and like completely injures these anti-airs. This tank. Oof. Right now for Eagle, 54,000 value and 16 units. You have half the units and like a third of the unit value. You have all these medium tanks that you have no way of dealing, and there's a base cap, which I actually don't think he can interrupt. Like 2, 4, 6, no. Wow. So he's lost this base. That's insane. And Eagle resigns. GG, well played to both Incuggarch and SonjaTheSuperior. Really great match to spectate. It was insane. I actually learned a lot from this. Usually, many people think that Max wants to go crazy and just like, boom, boom, hit, you know, kind of like at the start. Like this tank right here. Like, yeah, I gotta interrupt stuff, and then boom, you get hit, and it's like, doesn't matter. Like maybe another player right here would have like kept sending tanks in and striking that tank, and then it would just have been like a constant trade of like tank from Eagle and from the city and Max tank from over here from the weak side too, which probably is not beneficial. This is the strong side. But Incuggarch is an extremely good player, and he knows a very calculated, good Max play. Yes, this is stalling out, which sucks for Max and is great for Eagle. But his builds were really good as well. Like, yeah, he got the bomber, which is great. He also made a lot of medium tanks. No Neo tanks, medium. Just like 4 medium tanks. 4 medium tanks. Where have you seen that? Insane. But he used them really well as like blockers to stop all of these to stop Eagle from getting a lot of tank strikes on tanks and stuff like that, like good engagements, and also to get charged. A bit tricky also because he can also sack tanks into the medium tanks, but in an enough way of positioning so that he can't get the lightning strike from sacking those tanks. So insane, and getting this, it's kind of like going back towards the middle, and then going towards the comm tower. Getting the comm tower, so being Advanced Wars 1 Max, which is completely broken. You know, it's kind of like blocking off this area, this choked off area, and like then having a insane Max Blast that just completely crippled the forces from Eagle, but more specifically targeted specific units. Any other player could have done a different Max Blast and maybe, I don't know, could have gone for other units. But Incuggarch specifically went for both artillery, these 2 copters that are in their area, this medium tank and this Neo tank. So all the units that could possibly injure or destroy the medium tanks from Incuggarch, which were like the most important part of his army. He destroyed all of those elements that couldn't target the medium tanks, so then these medium tanks would survive the lightning strike, and they were positioned in a way that didn't allow Eagle to get a lot of strikes. And then the next turn they survive and they can keep destroying Eagle's army. So very, very, very well thought by Max. Like possibly at the start it was looking really, really rough, like the whole base thing. Like, yeah, this tank for this infantry is probably not worth it. Maybe he was expecting a different outcome. So I think Sonja's play at the beginning was really well to, like, you know, keep the board even and accumulate units and stuff. And then Max was like, what should I do? Like, this is a resigned territory for, like, if I'm Max, I'd be considering resigning. Because this is, like, insane. How do you deal with this? But Incuggarch is like, nope, I'm gonna give it a try, and just was very, very smart about the play. I think Eagle could have probably shouldn't have pulled back as much as he did with all the units, and also during this last turn when he was gonna get the Com Tower and he had the Max Blast, like this Neo tank was reachable by this medium tank, and just like very easily could have killed his units and strike it. So Neo tank should have probably gone like on this tile, or I don't know, some other tile, maybe this one. Just be like enough far away so that the medium tanks can attack it. Same with the artilleries and this medium tank as well. Like this bomber can reach the medium tank very easily. So like having those units live to be able to answer back at this medium tank spam from Max. And also maybe all that infantry fighting was maybe not beneficial for Eagle. Like here when Incuggarch was like poking with the infantry fights, maybe Eagle could have pulled back instead of keep fighting and keep fighting, because he like kept fighting with infantry and pulled the vehicles away. And then all these having fewer infantry means that it's harder to protect your vehicles, which is like your most important element as Eagle. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and this match. I enjoyed it a lot. I was watching it live as it was going, and I will see you next time.